When it comes to football, no position carries the weight of history like the quarterback. They call the plays, lead the huddle, and when the game's on the line, the ball is in their hands. But who are the 5 greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game? Do we measure greatness by rings, by MVPs, by raw numbers, or by those iconic moments where everything was on the line and they delivered? Today, we're diving deep into stats, championships, and legacies to crown the top 5 quarterbacks in NFL history. Let's get into it. At number 5, we start with the ultimate Iron Man and gunslinger, Brett Favre. For 2 decades, Favre played with a style that was as fearless as it was unforgettable. He wasn't afraid of risk, and that's exactly what made him special. He holds one of the most unbreakable records in football: 297 consecutive starts at quarterback, 321 including playoffs. Think about that. In the most physically punishing sport in the world, he went nearly 2 decades without missing a game. And it wasn't just durability. Favre threw for over 71,800 yards and 508 touchdowns, numbers that once stood at the very top of the record books. From 1995 through 1997, he won 3 straight MVP awards, still the only quarterback ever to do that. He delivered Green Bay its first title since the Vince Lombardi era, winning Super Bowl 31, and led them back to the big game the very next year. Of course, he also threw 336 interceptions, the most in NFL history. But with Favre, you took the good with the bad, and more often than not, the good was spectacular. His rocket arm, his passion, and his toughness made him a quarterback every fan respected and every defender feared. Coming in at number 4, we go back to the roots of modern quarterbacking, Johnny Unitas. In the 1950s and 60s, football was still a run-first league. Then came Unitas, a quarterback who turned passing into an art form. He wasn't just a player, he was a pioneer. Unitas finished his career with over 40,000 passing yards and 290 touchdowns, numbers that were mind-blowing for his time. He won 3 MVP awards and led the Baltimore Colts to 3 championships, including a victory in Super Bowl 5. But his true claim to fame came in the 1958 NFL championship game, often called the greatest game ever played. With the nation watching on television, Unitas engineered a dramatic, game-tying drive in the final minutes, then led the Colts to a sudden-death overtime victory against the Giants. That single performance is widely credited with catapulting pro football into the national spotlight. He also set records for consistency, including a streak of 47 consecutive games with a touchdown pass, a mark that stood for over 50 years. Unitas showed that quarterbacks could not only manage a game, but also control it. Every great quarterback who followed, from Montana to Manning to Brady, owes a debt to Johnny U. At number 3, we have the professor of the position, Peyton Manning. If football is a chess match, Peyton was the grandmaster. He was famous for standing at the line of scrimmage, waving his arms, barking out audibles, and then carving up a defense exactly as he planned. The stats are overwhelming. Manning threw for over 71,900 yards and 539 touchdowns, ranking among the all-time leaders in both categories. He made 14 Pro Bowls, was named first-team All-Pro 7 times, and won a record 5 MVP awards, more than any player in NFL history. In 2013, he delivered the single greatest regular season by a quarterback: 5,477 passing yards and 55 touchdowns. Both marks set NFL records at the time. Manning wasn't just about stats, though. He was a winner. He led 2 different franchises to Super Bowl victories, first with the Colts in Super Bowl 41, and then with the Broncos in Super Bowl 50, capping his career by riding off into the sunset as a champion. And don't forget his comeback story. After multiple neck surgeries threatened to end his career, Manning returned to play some of his best football in Denver. If you want intelligence, precision, and leadership, Peyton Manning set the bar. At number 2, it's Joe Montana, the definition of poise under pressure. Montana wasn't the flashiest or the strongest, but when the lights were brightest, nobody was cooler. That's why they called him Joe Cool.
Joe Cool was the guy who was never flustered. There was nothing too big for him.
He led the San Francisco 49ers dynasty of the 1980s, winning 4 Super Bowls and never losing one. In fact, in those 4 games, he threw 11 touchdowns with 0 interceptions. Absolute perfection on the biggest stage. Montana's career totals include over 40,500 passing yards, 273 touchdowns, and 2 MVP awards. He made 8 Pro Bowls and was named Super Bowl MVP 3 times. His most legendary moment came in Super Bowl 23. With the 49ers trailing late, Montana calmly drove his team 92 yards down the field and delivered the game-winning touchdown pass to John Taylor. Cool, collected, and clutch. Montana was also the perfect fit for Bill Walsh's revolutionary West Coast offense, which emphasized short, precise throws and timing routes. He executed it with surgical precision, and in doing so, helped change the way football was played. For many fans, Montana remains the gold standard, flawless in the postseason and unbeatable when it mattered most. And finally, at number 1, the quarterback who turned doubt into dominance, Tom Brady. Drafted 199th overall in 2000, Brady entered the NFL with 0 expectations. 2 decades later, he walked away with a resume that looks like it belongs to an entire franchise. Let's run it down. 7 Super Bowl championships, 10 Super Bowl appearances, 3 MVP awards, more than 89,000 passing yards, and an NFL record 649 touchdown passes. Brady was selected to 15 Pro Bowls, named All-Pro 3 times, and holds records for the most playoff wins, 35, and most division titles, 19. His dominance wasn't just statistical, it was situational. He built the Patriots dynasty alongside Bill Belichick, delivering legendary moments such as the game-winning drive in Super Bowl 36 and the iconic 28-3 comeback against the Falcons in Super Bowl 51. And just when people thought his greatness was tied to Belichick, Brady left New England at age 43, joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and immediately won Super Bowl 55. Longevity, consistency, leadership, and clutch performances. No quarterback in history checks all the boxes the way Brady does. Love him or hate him, the numbers and the rings speak for themselves. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. So there you have it, the top 5 quarterbacks in NFL history. At number 5, Brett Favre, the fearless Iron Man. Coming in at number 4, Johnny Unitas, the pioneer. Peyton Manning, the professor, comes in at number 3 in our top 5 QBs of all time. Joe Cool, Joe Montana, the clutch king, is number 2 on the list. And the top quarterback of all time in our top 5 list is Tom Brady, the GOAT. Quarterbacks are judged by stats, rings, and moments. And these 5 men didn't just play the position, they defined it. Now here's the question. Who's on your list? Should Dan Marino, Drew Brees, or maybe even Patrick Mahomes already be in this conversation? Drop your top 5 in the comments, and let's debate it out. If you love this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more NFL history deep dives. Until next time, remember, legends come and go, but greatness at quarterback lives forever.